Hello, I'm here to show you my code on creating a Python program that simulates a music playlist using circular double linked list. Here in line 1, class song. This is a way for us to represent each song. Here in line 2, this is what we call a constructor. It's automatically called whenever you create a new object. Self, here, self refers to the specific object that's being created. Self.title. This represents the title of the song. Self.artist. This represents the song's artist. Here is self.next. This is like an arrow pointing to the next song. Self.preview. This is also an arrow, but it points to the previous song. But since both self.next and self.previous is set to none, they point to none or nothing. Now that we have a code that represents each song, we need something that manage and arrange them into a playlist. That is the use of our class playlist. This is our main class of our playlist. Defined in it as the constructor. Self.head is the arrow that is always pointed to the very first song you have added. And so that current song is just to keep track of what song that is currently playing. Here is a simple helper with function. This checks if self.head is none. If it is, it means that there are no songs in the playlist and it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. Here we have a function that is responsible for adding new songs to our playlist. Here, first we create a new song object using the title and artist provided. Here, we check if the playlist is currently empty. If it's currently empty, self.head is equal to new song. The new song becomes the first song in the playlist. Self.head.next is equal to self.head. This is the circular part. The next pointer of the first song points back to itself. And here, self.head.preview is equal to self.head. The previous pointer of the first song also points back to itself. This makes sense for a single song in a circular list. It's both next and previous to itself. And here, self.current song is equal to self.head. Since it's the only song, it's also the one currently playing. Here in the else statement, if the playlist is not empty, last song is equal to self.head.preview. Self.head.preview always points to the last song. In our circular list, we store this last song in a temporary variable. And then here, new song.next is equal to self.head. Uh, the next pointer uh, of new song, new song, new song points to the head. This is because the new song will be added at the end. And after the new song, the playlist loops back at the beginning. Here, new song.preview is equal to last song. The previous pointer of our new song points to what was the last song. And here, self.head.preview is equal to new song. Now the previous pointer of the head needs to be updated to point to our new song because our new song is now the new last song. And here, lastly, last song dot next is equal to new song. Finally, the next pointer of the old last song needs to be updated to point to our new song, making our new song truly part of the cycle. Here we have a function that is responsible for playing the next song. If the playlist is not empty, it simply updates self.current song to be the next song that self.current song that next point to because it's a circular list. If you're on the last song, current song that next will take you back to the first song. Then it prints this, and if it's empty, it just prints this. Here we have another function that is similar to here, but instead of going to the next, it goes to the previous. Again, because it's a circular, if you're on the first song, current current song that preview will take you to the last song in the playlist. Here we have a function that displays all songs in the playlist. If it's not empty, current is equal to self.head. It starts by setting a temporary variable to point to the beginning of the playlist. While true, this enters an infinite loop. It prints the title and in the title and artist of the song that current is pointing to. Current is equal to current dot next. It moves current current to the next song in the list. If current is equal to self.head, this is the crucial part of stopping the loop. Since it's a circular list, we know we've printed all songs when current eventually comes back to self.head. At that point, we break out of the loop. Here, this is the part of the code that actually makes everything work and interact with the user. Playlist is equal to playlist with ganon. This line creates an actual playlist object based on our playlist blueprint. Playlist add song. Playlist add song. We then add a few songs to our newly created playlist. Here, mm, while true, this creates a continuous loop so that the music keeps running until you decide to quit. Inside the loop, it displays a menu of options to the users. It waits for the user to type in their choice. Here, one for next song, two for previous song, three for playlist, four for exit. Based on the user's it um, it calls the appropriate function from our playlist object. If the user chooses one, it calls the play next function. If two, it calls play previous. If three, it it calls display playlist. And if four, it prints a goodbye message and breaks out of the loop, ending the program. And here, if the user chooses like five or a letter, it prints an invalid choice message. Here, this is the last line actually. calls the main function, starting the whole program. And since I have explained all of it, let's try to run. There. If I choose one, it will play Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. And if I press one again, it will play Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. One again, it will play Yesterday by the Beatles. If I press two, it will go back to Shape of You by the Ed Sheeran. And put one again, it will go back. If I have reached the last song, it will go back to the first song, which is Bohemian Rhapsody. And three, it will show it will show the music playlist and what currently the song is playing, what song it is currently playing. And if I put four, that terminates the code. So yeah, that's it. That's how my code in creating a Python program that simulates a music playlist using a circular double linked list. Thank you for watching.